The first night my girlfriend was on a business trip, her cat girl crawled in my bed. Raindrops tapped against the window, a frantic rhythm matching her restless heart. Her tail coiled around my arm like a vine, tightening its grip. Master. Her voice was honey and venom. I knew this was wrong, a free fall into ruin. But when her lips met mine, I let myself plummet. Hashtag, Peach 1, sunlight, sliced through the blinds, dappling the bed in stripes of gold. I cracked my eyes open, my head thick with sleep, and reflexively glanced at the alarm clock on the nightstand. 9:30 a.m. Crap. Slept in again. I sat up, running a hand through my messy hair, then remembered it was Saturday. A wave of relief washed over me. Just then, a strange sound echoed from the living room, like something rolling and thumping across the hardwood floor. I frowned. My girlfriend, Chloe, had left last night to visit her parents for a few days. The only other occupant of our apartment should have been her orange tabby, Peach. Peach, what are you getting into? I mumbled, shuffling out of the bedroom in my pajama pants. The sight that greeted me brought my brain to a screeching halt. There, in the middle of our living room, a girl with long, orange hair and a pair of fluffy cat ears perched on her head was batting a small rubber ball around with her forehead. She was swimming in Chloe's silk nightgown, her exposed arms and legs a healthy, sun-kissed tan. Most strikingly, a long, fuzzy orange tail swished playfully behind her. What the hell is happening? I nearly choked on my own spit. At the sound of my voice, the girl whipped her head around. A pair of wide, amber eyes with vertical, slitted pupils locked onto me. Meow. Master's awake, she chirped, springing to her feet and bounding toward me. I instinctively opened my arms and caught her. Her soft body pressed against my chest, a faint, sweet scent filling my nostrils. My face instantly flushed crimson. Whoa, hold on. Who are you? Where's Peach? I stammered. The girl nuzzled against my chest, letting out a contented purr. I am Peach. It just sort of happened last night, meow. You turned into a person. My entire worldview was crumbling. Not a person, silly. A cat girl, she corrected, hopping out of my arms. She did a little twirl to show off her ears and tail. See? I still have all the important cat parts. I stared, dumbfounded, at the impossibly cute cat girl before me. My brain had completely short-circuited. This was the kind of thing you only saw in anime, not in your Portland apartment on a Saturday morning. Master? Why are you staring at me like that, meow? Peach asked, tilting her head. Her ears twitched, a gesture so adorable it was almost painful. Because this is insane, I managed, sinking onto the couch to try and process it all. You're really Peach? The same lazy cat who does nothing but eat and sleep all day. Hey, I'm not lazy, I'm very diligent. Peach pouted, puffing out her cheeks. I patrol my territory every single day and inspect for any suspicious bugs. Seeing her ears flatten back in annoyance, I couldn't help but chuckle. Okay, you're the hardest working cat I know. Oomph, that's more like it. Her mood brightened instantly. She hopped onto the couch next to me. Master, I'm hungry. Right, I'll get you some cat food. No way. Peach grabbed my arm, shaking it. I'm a cat girl now. I want people food. Looking into her pleading eyes, I sighed. All right, what do you want to eat? Fish. Lots and lots of fish. Her eyes lit up like stars. Yup, still a cat at heart, I thought with a resigned smile as I headed for the kitchen. The next few days turned my life upside down. Though she was a cat girl, Peach's habits were still very much feline. She loved to nap in sunbeams on the balcony, made strange chittering noises at the birds outside the window, and couldn't resist batting at a ball of yarn. The most difficult part was her newfound attachment to me. Master, play with me. Peach whined, tugging on my sleeve. I have to work, I said, my headache growing as I stared at the project proposal on my laptop screen. Is work more important than me? Peach climbed onto my lap, fixing me with those big, watery eyes. This position, I could feel my resolve cracking. Peach, I can't work with you sitting here. Then don't work. She purred, snuggling closer, her soft body a dangerous distraction. Play with the feather wand with me. You're a cat girl now. You still play with that thing? Of course. It's my favorite game ever, she insisted, her tail thumping excitedly against the chair. I sighed, giving up. I set my mouse aside and picked up the feathered toy, waving it in front of her. Peach's pupils instantly dilated. Her gaze locked onto the feathers, and then she pounced. "Got it," she squealed, clutching the wand to her chest and rolling around gleefully on the floor. Watching her, so full of innocent joy, I couldn't help but smile. My work was interrupted, but seeing her this happy lifted my own spirits. "You have a really nice smile, Master," Peach said suddenly, her face just inches from mine. I could count her eyelashes. "Ahem," I coughed, turning away as the heat rose in my cheeks again. "Oh, is Master shy?" she asked, tilting her head curiously. "Why is your face turning red? Are you sick?" "No, I'm perfectly fine." I waved my hands dismissively. "Let me check," she said, reaching for my forehead. Just then, the doorbell rang. Saved by the bell. I practically leaped to get the door. My girlfriend, Chloe, stood on the welcome mat, suitcase in hand, a warm smile on her face. "I'm back. God, I missed you," she said, throwing her arms around me. "Chloe." I hugged her back, feeling incredibly awkward. There was, after all, a cat girl standing in my living room. "Huh, is someone else here?" I thought I heard a girl's voice, Chloe said, her eyes narrowing as she peered past me. "Meow," Peach said, poking her head out. Her ears perked up the moment she saw Chloe. "Master, who is this woman?" The instant Chloe saw Peach, she froze solid. "What is going on? Why is there a strange girl in our apartment? And are those ears?" Well, you see." I wiped a bead of sweat from my forehead. "That's Peach." "Peach, our cat." Chloe's eyes widened in disbelief. "You've got to be kidding me." "I really am Peach, meow," Peach said, walking over and rubbing against Chloe's leg. "You're the other one who cleans my litter box." "The other one who cleans your litter box?" Chloe's expression was a cocktail of confusion and outrage. I quickly explained the events of the last few days. When I finished, Chloe fell into a long, stunned silence. "So, our cat," she said slowly, pointing a trembling finger at Peach, "turned into a cat girl?" "Yeah," I nodded. "And you two have been living here alone this whole time?" Her voice had taken on a dangerous edge. "Wait, it wasn't like that. Nothing weird happened." I clarified, maybe a little too quickly. "Master made me fish every day, and he played with me. He was super nice to me," Peach added cheerfully. Chloe's gaze sharpened, becoming even more dangerous. "So let me get this straight," Chloe said, sitting stiffly on the couch, her eyes darting between me and Peach. "My boyfriend has been living with my cat, who is now a cat girl, for 3 days. It's not what you think," I pleaded. "Master's been so good to me." Peach, oblivious to the simmering tension, continued. "He pets my head every morning and watches TV with me at night." A muscle in Chloe's jaw twitched. And his lap is so warm. It's my favorite place to take a nap." Peach was blissfully pouring gasoline on the fire. "Oh, nope." Chloe's voice trembled. "On the couch. She sleeps on the couch. I sleep in the bed." I yelped. "But Master, last night you said." I clamped my hand over Peach's mouth. "No, last night. Nothing happened." Chloe stood up and walked over to me, a sickly sweet smile plastered on her face. "Honey, I think we need to have a little talk." That smile. I could feel a cold dread creeping on my spine. "Chloe, just let me explain." "I won't let you bully Master." Peach suddenly wriggled free and stood protectively in front of me. "Bully him? I'm bullying him." Chloe let out a laugh that was more disbelief than humor. "He's my boyfriend." "What's a boyfriend?" Peach asked, tilting her head. It's, Chloe struggled to find the words. "It's someone you love in a very special way," I supplied. "Oh, well, I love Master in a special way, too." Peach's eyes sparkled. "Does that mean I'm Master's boyfriend?" "You're a girl, so you'd be a girlfriend," I corrected without thinking. "Then I want to be Master's girlfriend, too," Peach announced happily. The air in the room instantly turned to ice. Chloe stared at me. I stared at Peach. Peach stared at Chloe. The three of us were locked in a bizarre standoff. "No." Chloe was the first to snap out of it. "He already has a girlfriend." "Me." "But why not?" Peach challenged. "Master's nice to me, and I like him a lot. Because a person can only have one girlfriend," Chloe argued. "Why?" Peach pressed. "Because those are the rules." "What rules? I don't get it." Peach shook her head, then wrapped her arms around mine. Whatever. I'm staying with Master. Watching the two of them argue over me, I felt a migraine coming on. I'd seen this kind of love triangle drama in shows, but when it's happening in your own living room, you have no idea what to do. Okay, everyone just calm down. I try to mediate. Peach, you just became a cat girl. You don't understand a lot of things yet. Liking someone isn't the same as being in love with them. What's the difference? She asked, blinking her big amber eyes. Well, I realized I couldn't quite explain it either. Love is when you want to be with someone forever. You want to protect them. You want to... Chloe trailed off, blushing. Want to what? Peach asked curiously. Want to kiss them and cuddle them. Chloe finished in a near whisper. I want to kiss and cuddle Master, too, Peach declared, immediately standing on her tiptoes to try and kiss me. I scrambled backward. Whoa, hang on. See, she doesn't even know what love is. Chloe said, pointing at Peach. I might not know now, but I can learn. Peach shot back, not giving an inch. Besides, I've known Master just as long. I've been with him since I was a tiny kitten. She wasn't wrong. We'd adopted Peach as a kitten 3 years ago. So what? Chloe retorted. We're in an official relationship. What's a relationship? It's when you kiss. On the lips. Chloe blurted out. Kissing. Peach considered this for a moment, then lunged at me. Master, let's kiss too. No. Chloe and I shouted in unison. The atmosphere in the apartment for the next few days was delicate. Chloe was back, but she watched Peach like a hawk, ready to intercept any funny business. Peach, in turn, seemed to view Chloe as a rival and took every opportunity to assert her claim on me. Master, I made you some tea, Peach announced, walking over with a mug, her tail swishing. Thanks, I said, taking it. Peach happily rubbed her head against my hand. Chloe watched from the side, her jaw tight. I can make tea too, you know. But Master likes my tea better, right, Master? Peach asked smugly. They're both great, I stammered, caught in the crossfire. Chloe huffed and stomped off to the kitchen. I'm making lunch. I'll help, Peach chirped, trotting right after her. Soon, the sound of clanging pots and pans filled the apartment, punctuated by their bickering. No, that's not how you chop an onion. It's how I do it. Master said I did a great job. You're going to cut yourself. No, I won't. I'm very careful. Ouch. Hearing Peach's cry, I rushed into the kitchen. She was holding her finger, tears welling up in her eyes. What happened? I asked, concerned. I cut my finger, she whimpered, holding it out for me to see. It was a tiny, superficial nick. Let me see. I gently took her hand to examine the cut. At my touch, Peach's face turned bright red. Master's hands are so warm. Chloe, watching from the side, couldn't take it anymore. It's a paper cut. Just put a Band-Aid on it. But it hurts. Peach sniffled, looking up at me with tear-filled eyes. Master, if you kiss it better, it won't hurt anymore. You're not a child. Chloe rolled her eyes. But Master always used to do it for me. Peach mumbled with a pout. She was right about that. Back when she was a cat, if she got a little scratch, I'd gently pet the spot, and she'd calm right down. All right, I sighed, and lightly blew on her finger. Peach immediately closed her eyes and started purring. That's it. Chloe finally exploded. She's just milking it for attention. What's wrong with that? Peach shot back. Master likes it when I'm affectionate. You. Chloe was so angry she was speechless. Seeing the two of them at each other's throats, I sighed. Okay, let's all just take a breath. Peach, your cut is fine. Just put a Band-Aid on it. Chloe, please don't be angry. They both turned their heads away, refusing to look at each other. Ate lunch was an exercise in extreme awkwardness. Peach sat to my left, Chloe to my right. Both of them were locked in a fierce competition to pile food onto my plate. Master, have some of the salmon. I picked out all the bones for you. Peach said sweetly, this is that lasagna you love so much. Chloe countered, not to be outdone. My plate quickly became a mountain of food, threatening to overflow. Okay, that's enough. I can't eat all this, I said desperately. I bet Chloe gave you too much, Peach whispered. It was definitely you. Chloe snapped back. Sensing another fight brewing, I quickly changed the subject. Hey, Peach, what do you want to learn? Now that you're a cat girl, you should probably learn some human skills. I want to learn how to be a good girlfriend, she said without a moment's hesitation. Chloe nearly choked on her pasta. Why would you want to learn that? Because I'm going to be the best girlfriend Master ever had, Peach said with fiery determination. Even better than her. You? Chloe pointed her fork at Peach. Is that a declaration of war? If that's how you want to see it. Peach's eyes glinted with a competitive fire. Then challenge accepted. My headache was back. With a vengeance. 9 from that day on, Peach began her girlfriend training. She pestered Chloe to teach her all the things a proper girlfriend should do, much to Chloe's exasperation. First, a girlfriend needs to know how to cook, Chloe instructed in the kitchen. Cook? You mean besides fish? Peach asked, tilting her head. Of course. You have to learn how to make all your boyfriend's favorite foods. So what does Master like to eat? He loves my homemade curry. Chloe stopped mid-sentence. Wait, why am I telling you this? Because you're my teacher. Peach blinked innocently. Please. Looking at Peach's adorable face, Chloe's resolve softened. Fine, but you have to pay attention. I will. I'll be super serious. However, a cat girl's culinary education did not go smoothly. Peach, that's not how much salt you add, but I think it needs more. You're putting way too much in. It's going to be inedible. Isn't salty good? Master needs to replenish his electrolytes when he sweats. That's after a workout. You don't need that much salt in your dinner. The resulting curry was, predictably, as salty as the ocean. Master, try my curry. Peach looked at me, her eyes full of hope. I bravely took a bite and, water. I need water. I croaked, making a beeline for the fridge. So, is it good? She asked, still waiting for my verdict. It's very unique. I managed to force a smile. Chloe was hiding her laughter behind her hand. Told you it wasn't that easy. I'll keep trying, Peach declared, pumping her little fist. For the next few days, I was subjected to Peach's creations of love. Her dishes were either too salty or too sweet, too spicy or too sour. But seeing how hard she was trying, I didn't have the heart to crush her spirits. How's the soup today, Master? It's great, I said, forcing it down while trying not to cry. What did she put in this? Ghost peppers? Yay. Master likes my soup. Peach chirped, her tail wagging. Chloe shot me a look of pity mixed with amusement. You're too nice to her. I can't help it, I whispered back. She's trying so hard. 10 besides cooking, Peach studied other girlfriend skills. A girlfriend should know how to give a good massage, Chloe instructed. A massage. Peach didn't understand. You use your hands to press on muscles to relieve tension. Oh, I get it. Peach's eyes lit up. I used to walk on Master's back all the time. That's not a massage. That's a cat thing, Chloe said, exasperated. But Master seemed to like it. She wasn't wrong. When she was a cat, she used to knead my back with her little paws, and the soft pressure actually felt pretty good. Fine, whatever. Just do it like you used to, Chloe conceded. That evening, as I lay on the bed, Peach knelt on my back, gently pressing with her small hands. Is this okay, Master? She asked softly. Meh, that's perfect, I mumbled, relaxing under her touch. Her hands were small and soft, and the pressure was just right, even better than her paws. Master, Peach whispered, suddenly leaning close to my ear. I love you. My whole body went rigid. Peach, I know I still have a lot to learn, but I'll work really hard, she said earnestly. I want to be the kind of cat girl who can make you happy. Hearing her sincere words, my heart started pounding in my chest. Peach, I said, rolling over to face her. You already make me very happy. Really? Her eyes sparkled. Really? I said, reaching out to stroke her hair. Whether you're a cat or a cat girl, you're an important part of my family. Family, Peach repeated thoughtfully. Is that more important than a girlfriend? It's just as important, I said gently. Peach nodded, then snuggled down, resting her head on my chest. Then I'm going to stay with Master forever. 11, just as the warm, fuzzy moment settled over us, the bedroom door swung open. What are you two doing? Chloe stood in the doorway, her face a mask of fury. Peach and I both jumped. Chloe, it's not what it looks like. I scrambled to explain. I was giving Master a massage, Peach said innocently. Does a massage require you to be lying on top of him? Chloe's voice rose several octaves. It's easier to get the right angle this way, Peach explained, genuinely confused as to why Chloe was so upset. Looking at Chloe's enraged expression, I knew I was in deep, deep trouble. 12. You're going to explain this to me. Right now, Chloe said, sitting in the living room, arms crossed, her face grim. Peach and I sat opposite her like two kids in the principal's office. Look, here's what happened. I began to explain the massage. A massage. On the bed. Chloe pressed. Well, the bed is softer than the floor. I offered weakly. And why was Peach on top of you? To get better leverage, I mumbled. And what was all that talk I heard? She demanded, her eyes zeroing in on me. Peach and I exchanged an awkward glance. I was just telling Master that I like him, Peach said in a small voice. And you? Chloe pointed at me. Why didn't you stop her? I didn't know what to say. Honestly, faced with Peach's pure, unfiltered affection, I was a little overwhelmed. It was hard to reject something so genuine, even if it came from a cat girl. You have feelings for her, don't you? Chloe's voice cracked. No, I denied it quickly, but even to my own ears, it sounded weak. Tears welled up in Chloe's eyes. You do. You've fallen for her. Chloe. I reached for her, but she had already bolted for the bedroom, slamming the door behind her. The living room was silent except for the muffled sound of her sobbing. Peach and I just looked at each other. Master, did I do something wrong? Peach asked, her head bowed and her ears drooping. She looked miserable. It's not your fault, I sighed. It's mine. Why is she crying? We didn't do anything bad, Peach said, still not understanding. Because she thinks I'm choosing you over her. I tried to explain. Choosing? I'm not trying to make you choose. Peach looked even more confused. I just want to be with you. Looking at her innocent expression, I realized Peach truly didn't grasp the complexities of human romance. For her, like, meant want to be near. It was simple. Peach, do you know what jealousy is? I asked her seriously. She thought for a moment. Jealousy is when you want something someone else has. Sort of, I said. In love, it's when you see the person you like being close to someone else, and it makes your heart hurt. That's what Chloe is feeling right now. Peach nodded slowly, processing this. Then I get jealous too. What? When I see you and Chloe kissing and hugging, my heart hurts, she said, looking down at her hands. So that's what jealousy is. 13, it hit me then that while Peach might have the form of a girl, her understanding of emotion was still pure and direct, like an animal's. Her affection for me was completely unfiltered, a simple desire to be close. Peach, I said, gently stroking her hair. I'm sorry I made you feel that way. It's okay, she said, forcing a small smile. As long as Master is happy. Seeing her put on a brave face made my own heart ache. The sound of Chloe's crying continued from the bedroom. After a moment of hesitation, I knew I had to go talk to her. Chloe, I knocked softly on the door. Go away, she choked out. We really need to talk about this. There's nothing to talk about. You've already found someone new. It's not like that. I sighed through the door. Please, can I come in? After a long pause, the door clicked open. Chloe stood there, her eyes red and swollen. What do you want to say? She asked coldly. I want to say that I love you, I said, looking her straight in the eye. That has never changed. Then what about Peach? She asked, her voice trembling. You don't have feelings for her? I was silent for a moment before answering honestly. I do have feelings for her, but it's not love. What's that supposed to mean? She's like family. I struggled to find the right words. I care about her. I want to protect her, but it's a different kind of feeling than what I have for you. Tears streamed down her face again. But she said she loves you. Her love is innocent, like a child's, I said gently. She doesn't understand romantic love. She's just attached to me. Really? Chloe looked up at me, searching my face. Really? I reached out and wiped her tears away. You're the most important person in the world to me. Chloe collapsed into my arms, hugging me tightly. I was so scared of losing you. You won't, I whispered, stroking her hair. I'm never leaving you. As we held each other, Peach appeared silently in the doorway. A flicker of sadness crossed her face when she saw us, but it was quickly replaced by a look of resolve. Master, she said softly. We broke apart and looked at her. Peach, I think I understand now, she said seriously. I do love you, Master, but I want you to be happy more than anything. Peach, I was taken aback. If my being here is making you both unhappy, then I'll... Her voice choked with emotion. I'll leave. No. Chloe and I said at the same time. Peach looked at us, stunned. You can't leave, Chloe said, wiping her eyes and walking over to Peach. You're a part of this family. But I make you two fight, Peach mumbled. That's because we haven't figured out how to make this work yet, Chloe said, gently stroking Peach's hair. We can figure out together. Really? Peach's eyes lit up. Really? Chloe nodded, then looked at me. I think we could try. Try what? I asked, confused. The three of us. Living together, Chloe said, a blush creeping up her cheeks. Like a real family. Peach and I just stared at her, completely speechless. 14 are you serious? I asked, unable to believe what I was hearing. I've been thinking about it a lot, Chloe said, looking at the floor. Peach might be a cat girl now, but she's still the same cat we've raised for 3 years. She's part of our home. Chloe, I was deeply moved, and she stole a glance at me, seeing how purely she loves you. I don't have the heart to tear you two apart. You're really okay with it? I asked, still worried. I'd be lying if I said it didn't bother me at all, she admitted. But I'd be more upset seeing her leave. She's brought so much joy into our lives. Tears started streaming down Peach's face. Chloe, don't cry, Chloe said, patting her back. We're family, and family sticks together. So, can I still love Master? Peach asked timidly. Yes, but on one condition, Chloe said sternly. I'm his girlfriend. That doesn't change. You can love him, but you can't try to steal him. I won't. I promise. Peach shook her head vigorously. I'm happy just being near him. Seeing the two of them reach an understanding, I felt a complex mix of emotions. Chloe, thank you, I said, pulling her into a hug. I know how hard this decision must have been for you. It's okay, she whispered into my shoulder. Just don't you dare leave me. Never, I said firmly. Group hug. Peach cheered, throwing her arms around both of us. The three of us stood there, wrapped in a tight embrace. And so began our strange, new life as a family of 3. Chloe took it upon herself to teach Peach more life skills, but this time it wasn't a competition. It was a genuine effort to help her adapt. Peach, that's not how you brush your teeth. But it tickles in a good way. You won't get them clean like that. Here, let me show you. Watching Chloe patiently guide Peach filled me with a profound sense of warmth. Peach, for her part, learned her boundaries. She was still affectionate and still told me she loved me, but she was careful not to do anything that would make Chloe uncomfortable. Master, I want fish for dinner, Peach would say, hugging my arm. Okay, I'll make some, I'd reply, scratching behind her ears. I'll help, Chloe would chime in. We can all cook together, Peach would say happily. The three of us in the kitchen was a chaotic but beautiful mess. 15 as the days turned into weeks, our little family found its rhythm. Peach gradually adapted to a human lifestyle, but kept many of her charming cat-like quirks, which kept our home filled with laughter. Master, look, I learned a new trick, Peach announced one afternoon, holding a small ball. What is it? I asked. She tossed the ball into the air and expertly caught it with one hand. I can play catch. Isn't that a pretty normal trick? I chuckled. But I used to only be able to catch things with my mouth, she said proudly, her tail swishing. Now I can use my hands. I couldn't help but laugh at her infectious joy. That's amazing. I know, right? She beamed, spinning in a happy circle. Chloe came out of the kitchen and smiled at the scene. Peach is becoming more human every day. But I'm still a cat girl. Peach corrected her seriously. I want to be a cat girl forever. Why is that? Chloe asked. Because this is the only way I can be this close to Master, she said, as if it were the most obvious thing in the world. She snuggled up next to me. If I were a full human, Master wouldn't pet my head anymore. Who says? I asked, gently stroking her hair. I'll always care about you, no matter what you are. Peach closed her eyes and let out a contented purr. But, Chloe said thoughtfully, Peach, your feelings for Leo. Are you sure it's just attachment? Peach stopped purring and thought about it. I don't know, but when I see Master, I get really happy. And when I don't see him, I miss him a lot. Sounds like a crush, Chloe murmured. A crush. Peach didn't know the word. It's somewhere between liking someone and loving them, Chloe explained. It's deeper than just liking them, but maybe not quite the same as love. So, do I have a crush on Master? She asked, looking at me. I wasn't sure how to answer. Her feelings were a complex blend of a pet's devotion and a young girl's innocent adoration. Whatever it is, it's precious, I said gently. What matters is that we're all here together, happy. Yeah, Peach nodded emphatically. That night, the three of us were curled up on the couch watching a movie. Peach was nestled to my left, Chloe was leaning against my right. It was perfect. Master, Peach whispered. What's up? I want a kiss, she said, her cheeks turning pink. Chloe sat up straight. Peach, not a lips kiss. Peach clarified quickly. All fouried quiche, like a dad gives his daughter. I paused and smiled. Okay. I leaned over and gently kissed her forehead. Her tail started wagging so hard it thumped against the cushions. Me too, Chloe said, leaning in. I kissed her forehead as well, and she smiled contentedly. Now we're like a real family. Peach sighed happily. We always were, Chloe said softly. Watching them together, my heart felt full to bursting. Our family might be unconventional, but that's what made it so special. A few months later, on a sunny afternoon, I was sitting on the balcony working on my laptop. Peach was napping on my lap, soaking up the sun, and Chloe was in the kitchen making iced tea. This simple, peaceful routine had become my anchor. Master, Peach said suddenly, shifting to look up at me. Can I ask you something? Shoot, I said, closing my laptop. Do you think we're weird? She asked, a hint of worry in her voice. Why do you ask? Because we ran into Mrs. Gable from next door yesterday, and when she saw the three of us together, she gave us a funny look. I thought for a moment, then gently stroked her ears. Peach, are you happy right now? Very happy, she answered without hesitation. Then that's all that matters, I smiled. Who cares what other people think? But, she worried, what if people gossip about us? Then let them talk, Chloe said, walking out with a tray of drinks. There's no one right way to love someone. As long as we're happy and not hurting anyone, we have nothing to be ashamed of. Chloe, I looked at her, my heart swelling with love. Besides, she added, sitting down with us, I can't even imagine my life without Peach in it anymore. Really? Peach's eyes widened. Really? Chloe said, gently brushing a stray strand of orange hair from Peach's face. You've brought so much joy and warmth into our lives. You're irreplaceable. Peach's eyes filled with tears. Chloe, I can't imagine life without you either. See? We're a family, Chloe smiled. Yes, Peach nodded fiercely. We're the most special family ever. Watching the two of them hug, a warmth spread through my chest. This was our story. It might not fit into a neat little box, but it was real, and it was ours. Hey, I said, remembering something. Peach, have you ever thought about the future? The future? She tilted her head. Like, do you want to stay a cat girl forever? Or would you rather become fully human? She thought about it seriously. I want to stay a cat girl. How come? Because it's the best of both worlds, she said happily. I have human intelligence, so I can talk to you, but I still have my cat side to make you laugh. And we love you just the way you are, Chloe added. The cute ears, the soft tail, all your funny little habits. Like your obsession with cardboard boxes? I teased. Hey, they're really comfortable, she protested. You guys should try it sometime. We all laughed. The sun began to set, casting a golden glow over the balcony. The three of us huddled together, soaking in the quiet bliss. Master, Peach said suddenly. Yeah. I love you, she said, her voice full of sincerity. My love might be different from Chloe's, but it's just as real and just as deep. I love you too, Peach, I said, cupping her cheek. You're my precious family. I love you both, Chloe added. I love our little family. I love you guys too. Peach cheered. I want to be with you forever and ever. Suddenly, she jumped up. Oh, I have a new skill to show you. Another one? I asked curiously. She gave us a mysterious smile and disappeared into the living room, returning a moment later with a bouquet of flowers. What's this? Chloe asked. I got them today. It was a secret, Peach said proudly. Humans give flowers to show their love, right? So I got some for you. She split the bouquet in two, handing one to me and one to Chloe. I might not understand all the complicated human feelings, she said, her voice earnest and clear, but I know this. I want to be with you two forever. I want to protect you and make you happy. If that's what love is, then I love you both with all my heart. Hearing her heartfelt confession, Chloe and I were both moved to tears. Peach, I said, pulling her into a tight hug. Thank you for coming into our lives. Me too, Chloe said, joining the hug. Thank you for showing me that love can come in so many different forms. Hee hee. Peach giggled, safe in our arms. We're going to be together forever, okay? Forever, Chloe and I said in unison. The morning Chloe left, I was helping her pack. Peach just stood in the bedroom doorway, her tail swishing slowly, a strange, unreadable light in her amber eyes. Make sure you eat. I prepped 3 days' worth of meals in the fridge, Chloe said, doing a final check for her wallet and keys. And don't let Peach have too many treats. She's getting a little chunky. I am not, Peach protested, but her eyes never left me. I walked Chloe to the door. She suddenly turned and hugged me tight. 3 days is going to feel like an eternity. It'll fly by, I said, kissing her forehead. Master, Peach purred, appearing at my side and linking her arm through my free one. I'll take good care of him for you. Chloe frowned, a flicker of something crossing her face, but she just sighed. You too. Behave. The moment the door clicked shut, I felt Peach's body relax against me. She pressed herself against my back, her fluffy ears tickling my neck. Finally, she whispered. She's gone. Peach. I turned to face her, but she launched herself into my arms. Now Master is all mine, she declared, her eyes gleaming with a dangerous, captivating light. The next 2 days, Peach was a different person. She dropped all pretense, seeking out physical contact at every opportunity. Her hand would accidentally brush mine when she passed me a glass of water. She insisted on using my lap as a pillow while we watched movies. She even started sneaking into my room at night. Peach, you can't, I said for the 10th time, lifting her off me. We talked about boundaries. But Chloe's not here, she said, as if that explained everything. Her tail wrapped around my wrist. Don't you want me, Master? I think about you all the time. In the dim light of the lamp, her eyes were pools of liquid honey. Her lips were parted slightly, and the neckline of her pajamas had slipped, revealing the delicate curve of her collarbone. I forced myself to look away, only to hear her triumphant little giggle. Is Master shy? She leaned closer, her warm breath ghosting across my ear. I can make Master even happier. Happier than Chloe does. That's enough. I shot to my feet, my heart hammering against my ribs. Go back to your room. Now. Peach froze. Her ears flattened against her head, and her eyes instantly filled with tears. Does Master hate me now? I don't hate you, it's just. I struggled to explain the storm of emotions inside me. Then why are you pushing me away? Her voice was thick with tears. I know you like me too. The other night, I heard you talking in your sleep. You said my name. My face felt like it was on fire. I had, in fact, had a very vivid, very inappropriate dream a few nights ago. A dream about Master's blushing. Peach's tears vanished as quickly as they'd appeared. She was a predator who had just found her prey's weakness. She advanced on me step by step. So you'd a dream about me? What did you dream about? Tell me. I backed away until my back hit the wall. There was nowhere left to run. Peach closed the distance, planting her hands on the wall on either side of my head, her tail swishing in delight. It's starting to rain, she murmured. She was right. The gentle patter of rain began to drum against the window pane, filling the quiet room. The humid air was thick with her unique scent, like sun-warmed cotton candy. This kind of weather is perfect for her. Her voice dropped to a husky whisper, and then she kissed me. It wasn't one of her innocent forehead pecks. This was a real kiss, hungry and full of intent. Her lips were softer than I could have imagined, and they moved against mine with a feline heat, clumsy but desperate. My mind screamed at me to push her away, but my body betrayed me. My hands found their way to her narrow waist, pulling her flush against me. She let out a soft, happy sigh, her tail coiling around my thigh. Master, she breathed between kisses. I like you so much. The sound of the rain grew louder, drowning out the last of my crumbling resolve. Are you sure? I asked, my voice hoarse. Peach didn't answer with words. I stopped thinking altogether. That night, I discovered what a cat girl was truly capable of. The most shocking thing was her stamina. When we finally collapsed, exhausted, the rain was still falling outside. A moment later, she was draped over me again. One more time, meow, she purred, nuzzling my neck. Master is so good at this. I should have said no, but looking into her shimmering eyes, at the way her ears twitched with excitement, I gave in. Again, I didn't wake up until noon the next day. Every muscle in my body ached. Peach was gone, but her sweet scent and a few stray orange hairs lingered on the pillow. On the nightstand was a glass of water and 2 aspirins, held down by a note scrawled in childish handwriting. Master was sleeping so soundly, I didn't want to wake you. When to get breakfast? Love you. A lopsided heart was drawn at the bottom. The memories of last night came flooding back. I buried my face in my hands, drowning in guilt. I had cheated on Chloe. With Peach. God, how was I going to face either of them? In the bathroom mirror, I saw that my back was covered in scratches. There were several distinct bite marks on my neck. I frantically tried to cover them with concealer, but then I heard a key in the lock. I'm home. Peach's cheerful voice called out. Guess what I bought? I walked stiffly out of the bathroom. She was setting out food on the table, not just breakfast, but groceries for lunch, too. Are you okay? She asked, her cat-like senses picking up on my mood instantly. Her ears twitched. Peach, about last night. I began, my voice tight. Last night was amazing, meow. She interrupted, her eyes sparkling. Master finally belongs to me. But we can't. Does Master regret it? Her expression clouded over in an instant, her tail puffing up like a bottle brush. Is it because Chloe is coming back? No, it's okay, meow, she said, her smile returning, but it was a smile that sent a shiver down my spine. I won't tell Chloe. It can be our little secret. She bounced over, pressed a quick kiss to my lips, and whispered in my ear, but if Master tries to dump me after one night, I don't know what I'd do, meow. The innocent meow at the end made it 1,000 times more terrifying. In that moment, I realized what kind of creature I had unleashed. I won't, I said, my throat dry. Good boy, she chirped, back to her sunny self. Now come eat. I got your favorite donuts. Watching her bustle around the table, my mind was a chaotic mess of guilt for Chloe and a terrifying, undeniable thrill. Worse still, when she bent over to grab napkins, the curve of her waist under her loose shirt made my body react all over again. Master, she caught my gaze, a sly grin spreading across her face. How about an appetizer before breakfast? I should have said no. I really should have. But once again, I was lost. The donuts on the table sat there until well past noon. The night before Chloe was due back, Peach was extra clingy. She curled up in my arms, her fingers toying with a lock of my hair. Master, she said suddenly, will you ever get tired of me? Of course not, I murmured, stroking her ears. She purred contentedly. Then she tilted her head up, her expression more serious than I had ever seen it. If Chloe and I were both drowning, who would you save? The classic, ridiculous question sounded absurdly cute coming from her. I couldn't help but smile. You can both swim. Just answer me, meow, she insisted. I sighed. I'd save whoever was closer, then immediately go for the other one. Clever, she mumbled, seeming satisfied enough. What if one day I had to turn back into a regular cat? The question felt like a punch to the gut. The thought of Peach being just a normal cat again, of losing her, was suffocating. That won't happen, I said, holding her tighter. You'll always be like this. You'll always be my Peach. Promise, promise. She let out a happy sigh and snuggled deeper. Then Master has to promise me one more thing, meow. What is it? Tomorrow, when Chloe gets back. Her nails traced a light pattern on my chest. Our secret. You can't tell her. Okay, but promise me, she whined, but her eyes held a dangerous glint. Or I'll be really sad. And when I get sad, who knows what might happen? I swallowed hard and nodded. Okay. Yay. Master's the best. She cheered, launching herself at me for another deep kiss. When her tail wrapped around my waist, I knew sleep was not on the agenda for tonight. The day Chloe came back, Peach and I were up early. I nervously scoured the apartment for any evidence of our affair, while Peach hummed a little tune and prepared a welcome-home breakfast. Hide this, meow, she said mischievously, tossing me an empty box of condoms. She stuffed it deep into my sock drawer, sticking her tongue out at me when I glared at her. When the doorbell rang, my heart nearly beat out of my chest. I'll get it, Peach chirped, skipping to the door. Chloe, welcome home. I watched from the kitchen doorway as they hugged. When Chloe turned to me, Peach winked at me from behind Chloe's back, then slowly licked her lips. I miss you so much, Chloe said, rushing into my arms. I hugged her back stiffly. Her familiar perfume filled my senses, but my mind was stuck on Peach's sunny, sweet scent. Are you okay? Chloe asked, pulling back. You look a little pale. He missed you too much, Peach chimed in, handing me a mug of coffee. Master wouldn't stop talking about you. Her tone was utterly innocent, but as she passed me the mug, her pinky finger deliberately dragged across the back of my hand. I nearly dropped the coffee. You're so sweet, Chloe laughed, shaking her head. Then she frowned. Wait, what's that on the back of your neck? My blood ran cold. It was one of the marks from Peach, one I thought I'd covered well enough. A mosquito bite, Peach said instantly. There were so many last night. I had to put lotion on it for him. Oh, okay, Chloe said, though she still looked suspicious. Breakfast was a masterclass in strange, tense harmony. Peach was her usual bubbly self, but I caught the new way she looked at me. Possessive, triumphant. When I went to the kitchen for a refill, she followed, pretending to grab the sugar. Master was so amazing last night, she whispered breathlessly in my ear. I want to do it again tonight. Peach, I hissed, glancing frantically toward the living room. Just kidding, she giggled, skipping away. Her tail flicked against my thigh as she left. I stood there in the kitchen, holding a cup of cold coffee, and realized with sickening certainty that my life had been irrevocably broken and remade. I was in love with two people, my gentle, loving girlfriend and a fiery, insatiable cat girl. And there was no going back.